Hi, this is Renee, almost in France, and I just kind of wanted to go over our application process for our visa to France. First, you'll go to the VFS website and submit an application. You will submit it one for each person that's going. They do have to be separate applications. Once you submit them, you will get a checklist that details all the documents that you need to bring, and just follow that checklist exactly, and that'll help you with your appointment to not be missing anything. Once you confirm your application, it will take you to another separate website, still with VFS, to actually make the appointment. You do have to do two separate, I'm going to say applications for lack of a better word, but you do have to do two separate, and you'll reference the application number that from your application you just submitted for each person. And then once you make all those separate ones, you'll click to make your appointment. It did allow us to just make one appointment for both people, and it accepted it. It was about $70 for both of us, and we didn't have any problems at the Miami location doing that. We drove down to Miami the night before. We stayed in a hotel that's actually just right across the street from the VFS location. And I will have a separate link for the hotel review as well. We did, because our appointment time was like at 11 o'clock in the morning, we did have to check out of the hotel. So we parked in the parking garage that's attached to the location for the Miami appointment. The parking garage charged about $3.50 an hour. And you just, when you get into the lobby, you'll see the concierge to get a parking ticket, and then you'll turn that in when you leave. You'll go up, I can't remember whether it was on like the 4th or the 5th floor. Security will meet you before you enter the office, and you'll have to show a copy of your confirmation. Even though we made one appointment, we did get a separate confirmation for each person, so I printed both of those off. We did have to show that before they would even let us in. Security does pat you down, check inside your purses and backpacks, anything like that. And you're in kind of like a reception area, and then you go into a lobby after she does that, and that's where you'll do the main part of your waiting. And just make sure that you've turned your cell phones off at that point, because my boyfriend did get yelled at for turning on his phone to turn it off. So just make sure that your cell phones are completely off, because you cannot look at them, you cannot play games, you cannot do anything with your cell phones while you're waiting to have your appointment. If you do happen to be missing anything, we saw a couple other people that had to leave and go fix it. They do give you till I think like 3:30 p.m. that day to fix anything that was missing with your application before they reject. It was a lot of waiting. Once they call your name, they'll go through all the documents. They've already reviewed everything at that point. Then you'll sign the application. You'll sign a document that gives your contact info, like your email and phone number, so that they can track your application when it goes to the embassy. They will also give you a form that, because we are doing a long stay visa for a year, and then we plan to renew in France, they give you a thing to check. One is that you want to make an appointment with OFI, it's OFII, and then there was one that said you didn't. If you said, check the box that says you didn't, it would make you come back to the US to reapply. But if you check the one for the OFI to have a medical appointment, that's the one that will let you renew in France. Don't do the passport photos, it's just a waste of time. They will reject them and make you take photos again there. You will get fingerprinted, they'll take all your biometrics. So once we were through with the appointment, it was about $300 for both of us. They basically just said, welcome to France there. But they don't make the final decision. So once we left, I think the next day I got a text notification that our application had been sent to their DC location. And then the next day after that, it said it had been sent from the DC location to the embassy, and then that's where it gets processed. And all in all, we had our appointment on July 31st, and our visa was technically approved on August 4th. And then we got them via FedEx back to us on the 9th. So it was actually a really quick process for us. We did not have any issues. I know a lot of people have had issues, but we followed that checklist that I talked about in the beginning. And as long as you follow that, it was a fairly straightforward process. We do fly out next month in September, so I'll probably do some videos of us doing some apartment searches. And then other general info, you are required to have health insurance. We got ours through AIG. You're required to have $30,000 worth of coverage per person, and then repatriation of your body if you happen to die while you're in France. It does need to cover that. You do also need to have an accommodation showing 90 days worth of accommodation. I think in the checklist it says up to a year, but I think if you show at least 90 days, they're okay with that. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments and I will answer as many as I can. And then next time I see you, hopefully we'll be in France. Thanks. Bye.